Mario Cuomo said in a speech 25 years ago, we stand on the shoulders of giants, and he was correct when he said that. We would be nothing today without those people that came here with little more than the clothes on their back. And they didn't want to have signs in Italian. They wanted to speak English. They didn't ask for public assistance. They went out and got the most menial jobs and worked their backs off, and they created the generation before me, which was the greatest generation. I'm named after my Uncle Frank, who died in World War II in Sicily, going back to the country he was born in to fight fascism, because he was an American, but a proud Italian American. I'm proud to bear his name. And the Columbus Citizens Foundation is an organization of people who remember where they came from. Through the efforts of Joel Palmieri, our Grand Marshal, Steve Squeary, and Bob LaPenta, our two honorees, we have set the record. We'll raise $2.5 million net on this Columbus celebration, and every dollar of that money will go to educating 550 students that we have in our scholarship program. We're looking for the next Joel Palmieri from that group. We know there's terrific kids that have the capacity to learn but not the means to pay for first-rate education. Our job is to find the means to provide that first-class education to them. And that's the way we're going to raise our ethnicity, and that's the way we're going to fight the Sopranos and mob wars and Jersey Shore and Growing Up Gotti and all the other trash that's on the air. Remember, be proud to be an Italian American. And it's my extreme pleasure and honor to introduce Joel Palmieri, the CEO of the Willis Group. Joe came from a hard-scrappled grandparents that fought and learned the language and became extremely successful. He's done wonders in business. He's done many, many great things, but a lot of people do great things. But it's only the great ones that remember where they came from and come back and contribute and make things right. The list of philanthropic endeavors that Joe has developed is mind-boggling. Make-A-Wish, various hospitals, birthing centers. Anytime Joe is asked, he's there. He's a great American, a great Italian American, just a great individual. Without further ado, I present Joel Palmieri. I'm so proud to know him. Joe?
Morning, everybody. Nice day, huh? God made it like this today because of Columbus's birthday. I know it. I want to thank the Columbus Citizens Foundation for giving me this high honor of being the Grand Marshal of the Columbus Day Parade. You have to understand that, to me, it's my heritage. I am an Italian through and through. My grandfather immigrated from Sicily in 1903. Columbus led a parade of ships. My grandfather came in a ship. Tomorrow I will lead a parade of 35,000 people. That's meaningful. It's a metaphor about life. And the metaphor is to leading people in a direction, unified, to celebrate an occasion, to go in a direction full of passion, full of life, in celebration of what their life is. And that celebration is our heritage. It's what we're all about. When my grandfather came here in 1903, he came here to build on something Columbus had founded. And he built on what we call America. He worked hard, just like the other Italian Americans worked hard, so that our heritage could live on and be memorialized by virtue of his work. The people that stand behind me, I congratulate, because once you build something, you have to defend it and you have to maintain it. And to understand that during the World Trade Center, I was told that over 300 firefighters were dead that day, over 100 of which were Italian Americans. It makes me feel so much more proud of my heritage, because my grandfather who came here and my father after him built on a legacy that remained and continued to be fostered by so many great Italian Americans behind me. The Italian Americans today are reinforced by the Columbus Citizens Foundation, because what we do is give money to students so that they can continue to forge a future for ourselves. We are a people who have great traditions, but we cannot let those traditions be our jailer. We cannot let the Michelangelos and the Da Vinci's and the Sinatras and all the great Italian Americans who built this country just be memorialized. We can't live by tradition. We have to build on tradition. We can't be a group of people of memories. We have to be a group of people of dreams. And what we are here in this weekend to celebrate is the dreams of tomorrow and the students that we fund to continue those dreams so that we find new horizons through those students. I am so blessed and so proud to be the Grand Marshal. It's one of the great occasions of my life, if not the great occasion of my life, and I thank you all for that. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joseph, and of course, Frank from the Columbus Citizens Foundation. And I would be remiss to not mention, I knew I was going to make a delay in this, not mention the chairman of the board of Columbus Citizens Foundation, Mr. Tallerini, is also here, and the chairman of the weekend, and obviously truly going to make it a successful weekend. Next introduction is the Nassau County Controller's Office, the Controller Maragos. Not often that we have elected officials speak at these events. On this occasion, we've made an exception. I'd like to introduce the Controller of Nassau County, Controller Maragos.
Good morning. Buongiorno. Today we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the 9/11 responders who were killed and are New York citizens. In those over 2,500 neighbors and citizens that were killed, there were 343 National Council members and 100 American Italians. So we will remember them. We also today celebrate Christopher Columbus' founding of America. But he founded something else, perhaps more important, and that is the American dream, the American spirit that built America. We should all be grateful for what Columbus did, and especially today, that spirit is at risk of being eroded and perhaps being lost. We should remember the American spirit that built America and fight hard to maintain it and pass it on to the next generation. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Before I introduce the next speaker, I wish to acknowledge the, well, I don't know if it's the first woman that we've had as a Consulate General, but 10 years being here, it's been my first female Consulate General, and I'm going to try to say this correctly. It's Natalia Montalbano. Very good? Okay, there you go. I tried. And she's actually very new on the job, and we're honored to have her here. But our next speaker is actually the ambassador of Italy, the ambassador from Italy, which is Giulio Terzi. Correct? There you go. Okay, the ambassador Terzi.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and really it's going to be a difficult exercise for you to go through Italian names, because beside the Consul General Natalia Quintavalle is also Giulio Terzi di Sant'Agata, which is really unpronounceable. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to give a very few words on this occasion. And let me say how